Hi sophomores, this video will cover Module 4.3 in your Business Venture student book, but not the workbook. Module 4.3 is called Talking About Company Activities. We have already learned how to say what companies do as big ideas, like Samsung makes consumer electronics, or China Trust Bank provides banking services. But this module is about the smaller things companies do. This module really focuses on marketing departments and all the activities they might do. Remember, marketing means selling things around the world, and a department is one part of a company that does one kind of job. So what kind of activities does a marketing department do? The first reading exercise in your book on page 24 has several activities a marketing department might do. Let's talk about each. The first is do market research. Remember, market means we are talking about buying and selling. Research means to find information. You can do that a lot of ways, but usually market research means talking to customers to see what they want. Say it after me. Market research. Market research. Companies do market research before they design new products. Companies do market research before they design new products. The next activity in the exercise is introduce something. We already know that introducing a person means telling who they are. We can say, I'd like you to meet Mr. Aoki, or I'd like to introduce my friend, Steven. Introducing a product means showing it to customers or putting it up for sale in stores for the first time. It's what companies are doing when they are selling new products. You could say they are introducing their products to the customers. Or we also say they are introducing them to the market. Let's say it together. Introduce something. Introduce something. Apple will introduce the iPhone 6 next year. Apple will introduce the iPhone 6 next year. The next activity says a trial test. Trial can mean you are trying something. A test means to check something, usually to see if it's good or bad. That's why we call it a test when we are checking to see if students know the material from a class. A trial test means trying a new product with a small group of people to see if they like it before the company introduces it to the market. If a company does not run a trial test, then sometimes they might find out that people don't like the product after they have already spent a lot of money manufacturing it and introducing it to the market. Say it after me. A trial test. A trial test. We usually say that we run a trial test, not do a trial test. Let's say that. Run a trial test. Run a trial test. Coca-Cola is running a trial test on a new soft drink. Coca-Cola is running a trial test on a new soft drink. Good. The next activity is target. The word target can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it is something to shoot at. As a verb, it means to point at something. If you are pointing a gun or a bow and arrow, we also call this aiming. Targeting a product means finding the right kind of people who will buy it. Toys and candy are usually targeted at children. Cars and cigarettes are targeted at adults. Say it after me. Target. Target. Nike targets people who like sports. Nike targets people who like sports. Okay, the next activity is an advertising campaign. Just like trial testing, this is something we run, not something we do. Advertising means showing and telling about a company or about products. There are many kinds of advertising. We see advertising when we watch TV, read newspapers and magazines, or look at the internet. Each thing we see is called an advertisement, or sometimes just ad for short. There's advertising all around the city on signs, and we hear advertising playing on the radio too. A campaign means it isn't just one advertisement, it is many things. It isn't just on the TV. It's also on posters and in magazines. A campaign means working for a long time to do many things. When companies run advertising campaigns, they will make a lot of different advertisements. Okay, I know this one is tricky, so we will say it in pieces. Start with advertisement. 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 Okay, now campaign. 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 Let's put it together into advertising campaign. Ready? Advertising campaign. Advertising campaign. Run an advertising campaign. Run an advertising campaign. We will run an advertising campaign all summer. We will run an advertising campaign all summer. Okay, there's one more activity on the list. It's endorse something. Endorse means to say you agree with something or that you like a product. Lots of famous people endorse products, and companies pay them to do it. If you see a famous person's face on a product, they are endorsing it. Let's say that. Endorse. Endorse. Jeremy Lin endorses Volvo cars. Jeremy Lin endorses Volvo cars. Okay, that's all of the activities on the list. Pause the video now and try to do the reading exercise number 1. Just match the activities to the definitions. Play the video again when you're finished to check your work. Okay, here are the answers. I know some of the definitions in your book use words we haven't learned yet. If you have any questions about that, please ask me in class. Okay, now look at exercise 2. Try to complete the exercise by filling in the blank in each sentence using the words from the box. These are activities that the Gatorade company does. Gatorade is a sports drink, kind of like Super Supow. It is an American company, but it sells all around the world. So they have international offices in other countries. Pause the video and try to put the correct words in the blanks. Play again when you want to check your work. Okay, here are the answers. I will read each sentence to you so you can hear them. We do a lot of market research. We run trial tests to find out which flavors are popular. We introduce new flavors. We target different sectors of the market. The word sectors means parts or groups. Sectors of the market are the groups of the market, different groups of people. We organize advertising campaigns. I know that I used run before with advertising campaigns, but before you run them, you need to organize them. That's like planning. We get product endorsements, for example, from famous sports people. The customers buy the drink. Okay, now look at the directions to the listening exercise. It just says to listen to the interview and check your work from the reading exercise 2. Let's listen for each sentence we made.
Track 25, Module 4.3. 1.
Could you tell me something about Gatorade, Mr. Nichols?
Sure. Gatorade is a world-famous sports drink. We started manufacturing it in 1965 in the USA, and it is now one of the world's most popular sports drinks.
How do you market Gatorade?
Well, first we do a lot of market research. We run trial tests to find out which flavors are popular with the public before we introduce new flavors. Research and development is very important to us.
And what's the next stage?
Next, we target our sales to different sectors of the market. We organize advertising campaigns using the media, television commercials, newspapers, the internet, and so on, to reach the people who are going to drink our product.
What's the next step in marketing?
After that, the most important stage is to get product endorsements. For example, in the U.S., we are the official drink of the National Football League. We use famous sports people and celebrities in our campaigns.
And then you sell the product.
That's right. Finally, the customers buy the drink. And it works. Gatorade sells worldwide and is one of the leading sports drinks manufactured in the USA today.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Mr. Nichols.
You're very welcome.
Great. I know this conversation can be a little difficult to understand. Listen again if it isn't clear, and be ready to hear it on the final exam next week. Okay, that's it for this video. We won't worry about the listening exercise 2. Good luck on the exam, and have a great vacation.